Thanks, Luis. We're good.
Delay.
Mike says praying for you and your fam. Thank you so much. Had quite the eventful week in my life this week. Still wanted to show up for the live tonight. I'm actually going to Germany tomorrow. So big week ahead of us. KATN wants to run a podcast on IG. I know, man. I just don't have any plans to be in Arizona anytime soon, brother. Nothing against you, but Arizona's a far away right now. And I'm actually going across the country tomorrow. I mean, to another country. Joey Active asked, did the hurricane hit me? Yes, very hard, actually. The hurricane destroyed my whole house. There's some pictures on Instagram if you want to go check that out.
I mean, you can also show it if you want to switch the scenes on OBS.
We'll get into that later. I don't want to ruin the mood.
Oh,
we're here to talk about making money on the internet. Yeah. This is cool. I like that we got Instagram going. I like that. Mm-hmm. What's up? I hope our streaming setup looks good on IG. We're still working the kinks out. Fitzy is the man. Let's give him some love.
I don't know why it's laggy, but it's super crisp.
Super crisp. It's laggy. It's got that 20-second delay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I guess we should go ahead and get started. We're recording. We could talk about my house later. I don't want to ruin the mood. I'll show pictures. I mean, it's somebody was asking for sugar-free Red Bull. I guess now is the time to start a sugar-free Red Bull. I forgot my straw. Oh, I got a chewed up straw just waiting for me right here. Saved from last week. We got my co-host Luis here, the pink hat.
Is that why you leave the straws? Because like I leave the office and there's like chewed up straws just left here.
Yeah, I chew the tip to the perfect amount to where I don't drink them super fast, and then I just leave them.
And I always throw them in the trash.
Why?
Because they're just trash. He leaves an empty Red Bull can with a straw that's chewed up, and I'm like, this is trash.
It's not. It's I don't think that it's trash. I think it's smart shopping. Instagram's going good. Well, I guess. So we're gonna talk about tonight. We're a little laggy right now. Like, I'll be honest, guys. I did not. We decided to do this at the last minute because, well, one, I currently don't have a home, and two, I'm actually going to Germany to speak tomorrow. I'm speaking on the weekend, but I'm flying out tomorrow to Germany. So normally, Instagram is the first time we've streamed on you. We would be talking. This is normally done on YouTube Live, but I wanted to include the Instagram fam as well. We do every Wednesday from 9 to 11. Sometimes we change it because obviously today's Tuesday. So. So we're going to talk about 100 ways to make money with your videos. I don't think we have I wish I would have done a better title. Can we change the title on the live while we're going? Yeah. Change that for us, Luis.
What do you want?
How to make money with your videos.
Yeah, what I chose in the beginning.
But it didn't let me on the live. And Instagram, if you guys want to drop questions, that's kind of how we do this. I'm gonna go through some formalized stuff so I can teach some things.
It's changed.
It's changed? Nice. Okay. Now we're going to get a lot more people on. All right. So let's talk about, first off, in the chat, like, what do you guys think is the best way to make money through videos? I would love to know where everybody's head's at as far as that. So I'm gonna see, I'm on YouTube right now. Instagram, you can do the same thing. Let me know exactly, what do you think is the best way to make money from videos? I'm going to let everybody.
So on that note, though, how many ways you monetize right now your videos? If you can give some examples.
Okay, so right now I currently make money from my videos. Actually, the two biggest ways are the platforms themselves, at least for me right now. Number one would be the TikTok Creativity Fund, which is videos over a minute. I will tell you that we have made this month $1 off going viral on my TikTok. I also have another account that makes money that same way. If you didn't know, TikTok is paying very well for videos over 1 minute. I don't know how long they're going to keep doing that for, and there are some requirements to do that. Number one is 10,000 followers, and two is 100,000 views in a single month. If you hit those, which I think those are rookie numbers, if you can't hit those, you need to watch more of my videos or at least practice. But right now, that is like that from my videos themselves, that is how I am making the most amount of money from my videos. But there is the side of my business where I monetize, as in my videos get views and then I sell my agency services, which can range anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 a month, where we do videos and make clients go viral and get millions of views, and we help them grow their audiences and their followings through short form media. That business it's nowhere near comparison how much that business makes, because that business does anywhere, it fluctuates from 60 to 70,000 to 100,000 plus per month, depending on the month, and if we're doing one-off filming sessions, if we're just doing retainer clients, et cetera, et cetera. That is, the majority of my income comes from that. And then I have a third way that I monetize is my mastermind, aka my coaching group, where we meet every week, and I charge $12,000 for the year, and that is averaging right now, I don't know what that was making per month. It was still pretty new. It looks to be on pace to do between 20 to 50,000. I know it's a wide range, but we're still kind of selling it. But yeah, those are the ways. And, like anything, those are businesses. They have a lot of expenses and costs, and employees, as in W-9 contractors. I currently employ 14 people with Kelsey. Yeah, 14 people right now. My expenses between both sides of my businesses there, whether it be the agency and my personal brand side, are nearing $75,000 a month to run all of that. So if you guys think that money just, when you hear somebody say I make this, if they don't actually keep that. That's not how businesses work. So
yeah, you gotta always ask them, gross or net.
Yeah, and even that could be a stretch. So those are what I can speak from a lot of experience. That's how I currently make money right now. And those are currently my favorite way though is the TikTok Creativity Fund. I feel like that is just, I don't want to say that's easy money, because you do have to make good videos to go viral, because basically 1 million views right now on TikTok is worth $1,000. And it's not, and those are only monetized. Certain topics are monetized, others are not. I know it's kind of like finicky, but as of right now, it's making, between the two accounts, like I see us getting that within the next 60 days, probably to 10,000 a month between the two accounts that we're running that on, which I think is awesome.
And we got one client, the ones that actually told us about the Creativity Fund, they're making, their first month was 7,000. And they're probably gonna do another 7 this next month.
It's so fun too. It's like, because when you make a video and you watch it get views, and then you look at those views and you see that it makes money, and then I also make some money from the other stuff like YouTube Shorts and Instagram and Facebook, but nothing is touching the TikTok Creativity Fund right now. Facebook, for every 1 million views, you make like $500. So I think on Facebook I'm making between $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Instagram doesn't pay shit unless you're selling through the DMs.
It used to, though.
It did, yeah. Instagram used to pay, but they don't anymore. But those are, I think for people starting out right now, I just think that the TikTok Creativity Fund is the best route right now to take if you want to dip your toes into making money and making videos and making money at the same time, because 6 months ago, if you went viral on TikTok, nothing happened. But as of right now, this fund, and there's supposed to be how much? There's like $1 billion in it, Luis. You looked it up.
It was $1 billion fund, and just we don't know how long it's gonna last. So it's like milk it as much as we can right now. Yeah,
that's it is what it is. Influencer Overnight said, I have a lot of people that donated to the GoFundMe. I'm very uncomfortable that there's a GoFundMe for me, especially being that I just share revenue numbers. But Ariana did, make that for me and my family. And I was if anybody did donate, I'm having an event in the end of November, early December, November 30th through December 2nd. I was going to make that a donation-based event anyways. So whether or not you do that, you're going to get tickets to my event. But right now, I guess I will talk about that in a little while, that like what the house is like. I can show pictures, like what it's actually costing. It's pretty wild how fast money is spending when your house is basically destroyed. So I know I just talked big numbers and how to make money and that the company is doing, but unlike most people, I like to have a certain number of months in my bank account to fund my business. And for me, it gets very uncomfortable if that number is less than 6 figures, because when your expenses are 60 to 75,000 a month, that means I would only have maybe a month and a half to fund my business. So I like to keep it at 2 to 3 months. I want to push that to 6, but that means that I have to have $500,000 saved in my account at any given time.
A little more than that, but yeah.
Like that's and yes, when businesses are making money, it's like it gets a lot harder to hold on to it. And not from like buying stupid things, but from like when you see money coming in, you want to hire more people, you want to scale. That's the whole point of a company, is to scale a business. And it just gets money just spends crazy. So I'm glad that's most people don't like talk about gross expenses. I'm pretty transparent. I share everything. Like I don't know. Yeah. I feel like you need to have that type of transparency these days. But what do I know? I'm just an influencer. So, well, anyway, those are my ways. There are affiliate links. It's a great way. That would be like way number 4. I know. How are you going to make me come up with like 96 more of these? Like, Luis made this title, guys, and I am sorry. Like, Luis, I looked at it an hour and a half ago because I'm like, what? I'm 100 ways. Like,
my idea was that, like, for example, Amazon, like, you can make an audiobook, you can sell a shirt, you can sell a coffee mug. So that's 3 different ways. And you guys are going to have all individual questions, like how to make money from your real estate stuff, or if you're a plumber. So all that will amount to 100 at the end.
I think the easiest way to make money is to sell a service of something you actually do. Like, I mean, it's very easy for me to sell our agency services because I actually make videos that get views and I talk about stuff like that. So I think if you live what you preach, it's very easy. Like if you have an account and you're making content about how to detail cars, it's probably going to be easier for you to get car detailing clients. Or if you actually show people how to make money from a specific way and you do that specific way, I'm a big believer in practicing what you preach, and I don't think enough people do that. So there's a lot of people that just make businesses because it's like the cool thing to do. I'm talking to all you short form agencies.
I mean, on that note, we should ask them actually what they actually already doing. If they get ads, affiliate, sponsor deals.
Yeah. How are you guys currently making money right now, or are you making money?
Yeah, just drop that in the comments.
Like, let's see. I'm going to answer some questions that are coming in here because I love the monetization talk. I know people peg me as the anti-niche guy, and I don't make any content that makes money. Well, that is just simply not true. I just don't make a lot of content that is specifically designed to convert because I found the less that I promote, the more money I make. So that is not indicative for everything. I learned a lesson about live events. You have to promote the shit out of a live event to get people to fly. So you will be seeing me promote my live event, probably starting next week. We're still trying to nail down the hotel. So let's see.
I mean, sway like my title.
I mean, but now it's like it's clickbait. Like, I mean, are we really gonna? I mean, I know we probably talked about 10 or 12 different ways so far, but we're gonna come up with 88 more, Luis.
Yes, like tell them how you created a 101 way to naturally boost your testosterone product.
Yeah, I had. This is like 8 to 9 years ago. I created a product called 101 Ways to Naturally Boost Your Testosterone. It was a ghostwritten product, but I did come up with all 101 ways. And
what's a ghostwritten product?
And a ghostwritten product means that, like, let's say you come up with a title of 100 ways to make money, and then you research 100 different ways, and then you pay somebody to write a summary on each specific way, like write a chapter for each specific way. And that's called ghostwriting. But it's not cheap to do that. Like, you got to invest. Like, the 100 Ways to Naturally Increase Your Testosterone book cost me around $5,000 to get ghostwritten. Because I didn't want a crappy book. So there was a lot of back and forth. I made sure a lot of my points were made in there. And then it sold. I sold a lot of those, and I sold that through mainly affiliate traffic, whereas I would give away 100% commission to anybody that promoted it. I wrote a sales page. I had graphics made. It looked really good. Mind you, this was 8 years ago or so. It was a little easier then than it is now. Not saying that was easy as a whole, but it was definitely easier. So that was another way you can ghostwrite products. You see a lot of people do this on Kindle. A lot of the Kindle books you see by an example of how to get rid of toe fungus. Like, that's like a ghostwritten. Somebody was like, oh, people are searching for that. Let's pay somebody to write a book about that, and then let's put it on Amazon and sell it for 99 cents.
I had a book about how to stop sweaty palms because there was a really good selling ClickBank product on that, and so I just did one for Kindle. I made a whiteboard one time from just going to Home Depot and buying a tile board. And I'm like, oh, how to make a whiteboard for $5? I put a Kindle book, and I've sold probably like 15 or 20 copies.
So much money.
Bestseller book. Author.
That's so funny. I mean, now some of these things, like, again, I don't encourage people to just, I mean, if you're just trying shit, I mean, do whatever you can to make money. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I encourage people to go hustle and make money and start side businesses. But eventually you have to create a real business. And that's what I learned. And in my definition of real business is, contractors or employees, expenses, customers, a channel to get customers, and in most better cases, multiple channels to get customers, because if you only have one, that's the worst. One is the worst number in business. You have to have multiple. That's why most of the most successful people have many things going. Like in my case, if the agency is on a low month and not profiting, hopefully the personal brand side is. And if the personal brand side isn't profiting, then maybe the content side is. And then you end up having a business that's kind of all under the same umbrella, and you can use parts of one to pay the other, and then vice versa. Ultimately, because in my experience, they're not all profiting heavy at the same time. In that chain, that could be different for many people. That's just not my reality. That's just what I experience. Which I've come to find out that my reality is similar to a lot of people's reality. So,
yeah.
So, just people are afraid to share stuff like that. So,
yeah, people always want to look better than they currently are. Like, everyone has tough months. Mm-hmm. Like, not everything is amazing all the time.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to get agency clients a year ago when there was no competition. It's harder now. I gotta pitch, I gotta sell.
You got to just make the offer known. Before there was no competition. Now you have to stand out from all the shitty.
And that's like anything. Like, the best thing to be is, what is they call it? A blue ocean. Like, a blue ocean is when I started the TikTok agency, nobody was starting a TikTok agency. So I was what they call a blue ocean, as in I created the ocean that people are now swimming in, because there was none. And that's when you're first to market. If you're first to market, you always have a competitive advantage. But
you could be too early.
You could be too early. You could be too late. It might not just be a good ocean. There's a lot. And that's like the risk of entrepreneurship. Like, you're just like, oh, fuck it. Like, seems like a good idea. And then it works.
Yeah, because sometimes people haven't started the business because it's not good. That's why there's like no people doing it. Yeah. In your brain, you're like, this is awesome. But like, they already tried. They try to like grow the business, and they failed. So, or maybe it wasn't profitable enough, so it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely, if there's a market already, though, that usually means people are making money. So that's always a good indicator of like a profitable thing. So if there's a lot of books on toe fungus, it's probably okay to make another book on toe fungus. So people seem to be buying books on toe fungus. I don't know where toe fungus came from, but I mean, it sounds like a good.
Well, there's a huge opportunity in like those like urgent problems that you have in physical appearance wise. Because like you're Googling like, why the fuck does my toe look that's bigger than the other one?
Yeah, solving a problem is the number one way to make money. Like, if you can solve somebody's problem, even if they can get that information for free, if you can solve it for them quicker by putting it into a prepackaged product, that's why, I mean, there's an entire industry called the prescription industry. Doctors prescribe you a solution to your problem, and then people pay. Or in this case, they pay for insurance or out of pocket for that prescription to get better. So like, if you can solve somebody's problem, there's always room to make money.
Yeah, online is like you create the system, and the system could just be like, oh, so you just buy these 3 creams, like you have to eat these foods, consume these waters, and like that's your product. That's like the get rid of fungus on your feet system. And like you can package that and sell it because it sounds legit and official.
Oh, we got somebody on the IG from Kenya. It's 4:24 a.m. on his. Shout out to Coach.Eddie. Welcome from America.
Now, I mentioned the health offers because a lot of us are not, we don't have medical credentials. But you can do your own research, and just based on what you find on the internet, you can make faceless videos.
Can you?
I've been seeing them more and more on TikTok, like, but these guys are testing. Like, I see them split testing hooks, using different images, but it's the same video.
Yeah, physical products sell really well on TikTok.
Yeah, and actually, Stefan just gave me a website where you can. It doesn't even have to be your own voice.
Don't give it away. No, I don't.
It's I'll find it. It's 11 something, but it's just transcribes audio. And there's like 20 voices in there that you can choose from. It is like a paid version if you want more narrations, but if you can just use Midjourney plus that, in theory you can make a faceless account, but you still have to do the research or hire somebody to do the research for you.
But you can always pay somebody to do something you don't want to do. Justin Bergato, what's up? He's on IG. Well, cool. Well, let's keep going. Like, what are I mean,
well,
what else
you
have
sold
I made
an
money?
audiobook. How did you do that?
Audiobooks are the easiest thing to sell. You just record, you just talk to your iPhone. For, you know, you have to kind of plan these things out. You know, I'm not going to just open it up and just start rambling. Like, you write down like chapters, like how you would want to digest a book, and then you can speak it. But the best way to do it is you film it. Like, so, like I had a product called 27 New Laws of Style, which was a really good product. I don't know why I took it off Amazon, but I still have it. It's a PDF version. But what I did was I filmed 27 individual videos. So they were like chapters. So I filmed those. They were roughly 3 minutes each video. And then I took those videos and I stripped the audio from them. And I went on, at the time I think it was Elance, now it's Upwork. And I had them take those audios and turn them into an audiobook. I think that cost me like $100. And then I had a cover size made for that. And then I took the audiobook and I had it transcribed. I paid a couple $100 for that, and then I had a PDF cover made. So now I had from, you know, basically filming 27 individual videos, turn that into an audiobook, and then turn that into a PDF. All in all, that was like maybe cost me $1,000. And that product, but a lot of these are conducive to if you don't have a following. Like everything on the internet comes back to you have to have people to sell products to, which most people don't spend enough time growing their audience or figuring out how to get views or traffic, and that could be paid ads and that could be organic traffic. Most of the most successful people do both. I
have the download page for your 27 New Laws of Style.
Do you?
Do you want to give it away?
Should we?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. Where do we put it? Like,
YouTube chat.
Like, it's a landing page.
Just put it in the YouTube chat so nobody else can.
Still active.
Wow. Can we show that? Can you send that to me via
text or
no, you got to send it to my computer or email it to me.
I'll airdrop it.
You can airdrop me a landing page?
Yes.
I'm supposed to know this shit. I'm a tech guy.
Let's just sending a link.
See, Cold, hey, are you doing anything with the sires on TikTok? I don't know what that actually is.
Anyone's smart, you can just try to see what the name of the page is and just type it.
Well, we're gonna pull it up, and then Fitzy's gonna show me how to do this here. Actually,
you get it?
I got it, Fitz. Hold on.
Oh, you're the man.
Give Fitz some love. Fitz is the one that keeps the stream going every week. I know Instagram. This is new. You guys didn't know I do this every week. I missed 1 week. Technically, I missed last week, but I was on Brandon Carter's live last week. Let's see, new window. We're gonna open this up.
So another thing that we did not mention at all is like sponsorships and like reviews, for example.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We got 100 to go through apparently. We're gonna be here till midnight.
See, this book alone is 3 though, because you had the video, you had the audio, and you had the PDF.
See, that's a technicality. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pull this up on the screen here.
But you're charging me more for the video version than versus the PDF. I think you were upselling all those things.
Fitzy, I did the transition.
Yeah.
It's up here.
It's up there. And
yeah, hang on, guys. I want to show you guys the page.
Yeah, it is there. Oh, it's on the. Move it to the right.
Move.
Go on there. Sorry.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah, go onto this input video capture. Double click, and then there's another.
Here, I'm trying to pull this up on the screen here.
Sorry. Here on the screen share. Click on that, and then there's the screen capture, and then there you can change it.
That one?
Double click, yeah. And just scroll.
Oh, hold on.
There's another one. Yeah, click on that, and then there's another one. Just do it on this one.
Do what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then put it back on this one and put this one over there.
Wait, what? Huh?
Just move OBS over to this screen and.
Oh God.
Sorry for that.
Wait, move it. OBS here. I do. Hold on, guys. What do you? It is very complicated to run these things with multiple monitors.
Yeah. So just move this.
I see it on the back. I think if you click it, it'll show it.
Right here.
Like
just move that back to your screen. Yeah. So they see it now.
Yeah.
Do they see it?
Yep.
I see. I'll show you.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
it's like on the back. I think
Yeah.
you have to make it smaller.
Wait, what? Last week that whole thing worked really well. This is probably because I showed up at the last minute.
Yeah, I was like.
We didn't.
I'm
we
happy
did.
that the stream is running.
Oh wait, it just takes a minute.
This is 20 seconds behind, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
I
this
see it on the Instagram.
So what you guys are gonna see is this is the thank you page for 27 new laws of style, which you guys can have for free. Luis probably dropped it in the chat.
I haven't yet.
We're gonna drop it in the chat if you want. It's a fashion book, one of my best, I think.
I need permission from the author.
Yeah, you don't want to plagiarize. Wouldn't want to steal anything. But the whole point of this is like this was a very fast way to monetize. Like, and then look at that old ass video of me and Jason Capital. We clipped that. We got 1 million views from that video. This video right here, that's me and my good friend Jason Capital. Look at my hair. This was like 8 years ago. People made fun of this shit out of both of us in that video. This is where you download the audiobook and then the PDF. And then there was an accompanying video course that came with this. But this was just for the audiobook and the PDF.
Oof! We got a $5 donation.
What?
Go.
So, a question here: how would you promote an artist, band, musician with 90-day strategy? Any other way you suggest?
I wouldn't do a music video.
Ooh, hot take.
Because like people spend so much time and effort in one music video for it to get 0 views. I would make 90 different music videos all around the same song, and I would post those one a day at a minimum. I would even try to post like 3 to 5 a day with different variations of different parts of the song. That's what I would do.
Sway asking, who's keeping tab on the how many money-making methods have we done?
We've done a lot though.
My idea was that we were going to
like do a counter. Like we're gonna. Have
maybe not a
corner?
count, but like maybe I was gonna count. But you didn't like my idea at first, but now you kind of like it.
I don't know.
I know it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of numbers. Like, so this stream is not a solo thing. There's 3 minds behind this stream.
Yeah.
Fitzy, who runs all of it, and then there's Luis, who clearly comes up with titles and doesn't tell me at the last minute.
Neither did he to me. I'm just like, what is going on?
Well, but now I can't see my screen. I can
just switch back to.
Yeah.
it.
So guys, we're gonna drop. Did we drop this yet?
Yeah.
We dropped this in the chat on YouTube Live. If you're on Instagram, I'm sorry. You can either type in the weird funky URL. Or you can go to YouTube Live and get this in the chat.
I don't even think you can see this on Instagram Live because it's, I don't know.
It does not share the screen there. I need to build that first.
Oh, all right. Well, this is a bonus for the YouTube Live. That's
rewards.
Yeah,
rewards.
All right, back to the widescreen. We're gonna be back on the wide here. So sorry if that people on Instagram had no idea what we were talking about. The Instagram goes up and down quite a bit.
How much money did you make with that book?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I bought it.
Yeah. So you gave me $7. How much did I think it was
$5 or
I think it was $5.
Why? What was the reason for $5?
I don't know.
Everything has a reason.
It was not $4.90. Was it $4.99? I doubt I would have done a $5 even, because you always got to do a 97 or 99 because some random marketer said that was better for the world.
I think it is though. Like,
is it?
I think there's research psychologically behind it that it does.
Does that penny make at all bit of difference?
I think it's one of those things where at scale, like it does. It could have like a determining factor of like 20% more revenue versus less.
I don't know if that's true.
I think so.
I just don't know.
We just gotta get there so we can play around with testing there, or at least I will.
Canucks with that threw in the $5 super chat. Was that good? Was that a good answer for you, or do you want some more clarification? I hope that was a good one for you. Let's see, Colton's got some TikTok ads going. That's cool. I just think TikTok organic is so much easier. That's the thing. Sway asked, how did I promote the 27 New Laws of Style book? That was because I had a following on YouTube in fashion. I didn't have a huge following.
$4.99.
$4.99. I knew it wasn't $5. It's never $5.
See, look, audiobook, PDF, which was gonna come out after he released the audiobook, so he didn't even have it ready.
No, I was gonna use the money that I made from selling the video or the audiobook, because that was the easiest one to do.
Transcribe it,
and then pay for the money that I made to transcribe it, and then launched the video course was the upsell.
Yeah, there's and like
I think the video course was $19.99.
you had a members area that says 7 status triggers presentation. Oh, that was just JC.
That was there. That was we ended up clipping that and putting it on TikTok. But this is like, when was that video posted? The 7 status triggers.
Let me check.
Or we got to be talking.
The landing page
ago.
says 2018.
Wow, 2018. So how long ago was that? That's 12 years ago. 12?
5 years ago.
Oh.
That hurts.
No, 5 years ago. So
The 7 status triggers is 5 years ago.
no, that can't be right. This is
That's
like
what YouTube says.
I promoted. This is when I had the handsome guy stuff, and that was when I was doing that when I was just turned 30 years old. I'm 40 now.
March 19, 2018.
For that video to be, we posted that video.
But
think.
that's later, right?
Yeah.
So that presentation, I don't know when it was, but your year of making the landing page is 2018.
What? Doesn't make
Because
sense.
everyone was doing the copyright and like, at least I play around with those
That
settings.
doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, whatever. But because I was doing the Handsome Guy Secrets YouTube channel when I was, I just turned 30 years old,
I don't know.
and I'm 40 now, so that was 10 years ago.
Maybe it updated it.
I had to or something like that. Date can't be that. Accurate.
YouTube is 5 years old though. That video that was uploaded.
No way. I don't believe that. What channel was that on? Sorry, guys. I'm fact checking myself here because
Yours. Is it this one? No, it's the other Ryan. Wait, what?
no, that wasn't this channel. Did we upload it to that? No, this was.
This is the GoPro one, right?
Yeah, that's my GoPro channel.
Well, that's
That was another way I made money. I made GoPro affiliate commissions from a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel called GoPro Ryan. Man, that if I had stuck with that one, that was the thing. Even I didn't stick with that. It was a good channel. Like that's why I have like 12 GoPros that I don't. I'm very passionate about GoPros. I just this is also you have to have the capacity because I was doing the GoPro channel and then I discovered TikTok, and I am so glad I gave up the GoPro channel.
Someone's asking, are short form agencies saturated?
Absolutely.
Expand on that.
Like there's a lot of money to be made with short form content just because it's something that is never going away. It's here to stay. And it's probably going to get shorter or longer. But the need for shorter video and or vertical video is definitely never going to go away at this point. But starting a short form agency, it's like if you're starting it now, you're a year and a half late. Like you might be able to make some money, but to really, really scale it, like it's very. I would say it's very hard. I think it's a good business because it's reliable, but for what prices people are charging now, they'll never be able to scale. We talk about this a lot, whether you're watching this on YouTube or IG. I talk about my prices. The only reason once you hit a certain level of business, usually that comes between $30,000 to $50,000 a month in revenue. You need to start hiring more people. And if you're a short form agency and you're charging $2,000 to $3,000 to $3,500 a month for your services, you will never hit the margins to be able to scale past that. And eventually you will burn out because at that point you can't really stop editing. And you're going to have a high churn rate of clients, meaning that a lot of clients are going to join and they might stay for 1 or 2 months and then they leave. And what people don't understand, in an agency-based business, the longer you retain clients, the more profit your company makes. You usually lose money for a couple months and then you profit later on down the line. And there's in the competition in the short form world, like we're retaining clients for well over a year on average. And eventually there is a life cycle of a client, even some of the best clients. When you get to a certain level, it makes sense for the client to bring it in-house because they probably want to scale even higher or more videos to get posted. So there's, this happens. It's it's a life cycle of a client. So you're not doing anything wrong if you're watching this and you have lost a client after like 6-7 months. Like that's a really, really good retention rate. So you should pat yourself on the back. You're doing something right. And Let's see.
Yeah, that's
Let's see. Somebody says Zach Meltzer said I am charging $300 per short form video for a business. Well, how many of those are you doing? Like, are you doing one a day? Like
300 for one video.
Yeah, $300 for one short.
How amazing is it?
Yeah, you're well above market value. The market value right now is between 20 to 50 per video, per short form video.
Because I feel like,
and when you start, and then to perspective, when you put that into you're going to lose clients if you're not posting every day. Like, so if you're only doing 10 or so videos a month and you're charging a lot, somebody else is going to come in right behind and be like, I'll triple the production for the same price, and they're going to steal your clients. Like, you have to optimize for a minimum of 1 video a day, ideally 2 videos a day. And in some cases, we're doing 6 videos a day for clients. Like, so you have to be able to have margins for this. And that's where you can't charge on your videos. You have to charge based on your results.
So we have him charging $300 per video, which I want to know how the quality looks like, because
that's a great price for one video. That should be an amazing video.
And then the guy behind them, Juan, says $300 for 60 short form videos a month.
See, look at the discrepancy there.
That's your competition, and like both of you are.
Hold on, I gotta break out the calculator for that. Like, I mean, Juan, like, I want you to treat yourself better.
He's what, 20 a video? No.
300 for 60?
No, that's less than that.
That's like fucking $3 a video or some shit.
No, 50 cents or so, or
like $300 for 60. It was 300 divided by 60. I can't even do the math.
$5.
$5 a video. So just for perspective, on one YouTube live, of the 30 people watching me on YouTube live right now, and the I don't know what's on Instagram because that tab's not open. You have 2 people that are charging the same price. One is getting triple the output for the same price as the other. So you guys should take note of that and understand that is what's happening.
And we're just like transparently giving you guys the competition, and like, we're not saying one.
Yeah, I'm not saying one is better than the other. Like, I encourage you to go make that money. Like, go get paid. Like, you got to pay bills. Life is expensive. Of this thing called inflation. Like,
yeah, but
like, got a great president. Shout out to that guy. He's really doing a fucking bang up job. Oh wait, is it too late to cuss?
No,
we're good. We have 2 minutes.
Okay, good.
3 minutes, right?
Yeah, usually 10 seconds.
But last week I completely demonetized the whole stream because I cussed in the first 3 minutes. So
yeah, that's a thing that we didn't know. Fitzy found.
Yeah, Fitzy,
That's, new rules. They're fun.
Yeah, Fitzy's got to censor me for 3 minutes.
Just to be safe,
But yeah, just a bit, like, I mean, pricing is very important, and like when you're starting out, you kind of are just taking on clients because you need to make money. I'm guessing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, like I say, go get that money. Don't be broke. But you will hit a point where all those clients that you got that are paying you $5 a video are no longer going to be able to pay you because you need to raise your prices. And quite frankly, at $5 a video. Even when you're getting under like the $30 to $50 a video, you should respect yourself more and charge more than that. Because no matter what, this is taking an hour to an hour and a half of your time. And if it's not, they're probably not great videos, and you deserve to not get paid a lot, because there is a level of actual effort that needs to be put into each and every video. And that rate of effort also usually correlates to more views and results for the client. So, just my 2 cents.
You had a test before on how to know how comfortably high can you charge somebody. Like you said, like, what did I say? You want to pick a number that makes you.
If you're afraid to say it, you should charge more and then say that number. Like, so if it scares you, like when we started, we were charging $750 a month for 30 videos. And every time I brought a new client, it scared me to like double that price. So I went to 15, and I was like, oh, and then clients said yes. And then I went to 2,000, and they said yes. And then I went to the big one. I was like, 3K. And then they said yes. And I was like, oh shit, we can get 4. And then I went to 4. Now it's like, I'm at 10, and it's still like, I'm like, I can charge more. Like, but also understand, when you start charging more, people expect results. So you have to be able to provide results.
It's not just results as far as views, but they also want the a la carte service, us flying to them, like setting up the camera, filming for them, coming up with the ideas. Like, the client just shows up and talks. Like, we direct them.
Yeah, Zach, the guy doing the 300 per video, said the business sells a product which is several $1,000s. I mean, that's cool, but you know, a $300 video that gets 27 views isn't going to make that business owner any money.
He says he's traveling on site, so that might be.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're still doing it, you should be doing more packaging from a retainer, like package. So at $300 a video, if you're doing 30 videos, what's that? God, my math is terrible. Like, you know, $300 per video times 30 videos. I mean, you're charging $9,000 a month. Like, and for retrospect, we're charging 10 for up to 6 to 9 videos a day. For short. That is just for short videos. And we're making our clients go viral all the time. So, you know, again, you might be able to get high prices once, but if you don't back those up with results, they're not going to continue to renew and keep paying those.
Influencer Overnight is asking, how can we buy your editing course, the internal one you mentioned that people get for free when they join your mastermind? So he's talking about the editing training.
Yeah, we did that training today. It was really good. Not to hype anybody up, but like right now it's just for the mastermind people. I just don't want to contribute to the editing course because it's not really an editing course. It's SOPs and actual, like, it's how to conduct a business as far as how to train. It's not how to hire editors. It's how to train editors and duplicate yourself, so you can hire editors faster with less effort. Because what you'll find is when you start scaling up, you need to hire more people, and hiring more people means that your quality control takes a dip very heavily, unless you have certain foundations in place like SOPs, which is standard operating procedures, you know, dedicated trainings and specific workflows that the editors can come in and very streamlined and start following. And right now we have it to, like, if a new editor comes onto my team, we have them being fully self-sufficient in 21 days. So
it's basically like a school curriculum, but for the editors to get skilled enough with our standards. I will probably be selling the actual editing training at my live event. I'm not selling it publicly. And again, the live event's going to be a donation base. It's November 30th through December 2nd, St. Petersburg, Florida. There will be a lot of promotion on it. I was planning on starting to promote it this week, but I am homeless. So also, shout out to everyone that's offering help for Ryan in the chats. Like, highly appreciate it. I know you're probably like not seeing all the chats, but
I'm not. I mean,
multiple people have offered you their home.
Oh, I love that. But I do have a family, and the biggest thing I'm focusing on right now is keeping my child's life, my daughter, very not regimented, that's the wrong word, but consistent. Like, I don't want to move too far away from her school because I have to drop my daughter off at 7:10. Like, that's when she goes to school. That's early.
Seth asked earlier, if you're doing all the editing, marketing, and everything, how many hours to do all that? Like, I guess how many hours do you work a week? I guess paint the bag when we first started.
Yeah, I mean, the most a single editor should be. I mean, you can go hard. Like, an edit should take you, if you're fast, a short form video, roughly 30 seconds to a minute, should take you. You know, I mean, it's easier now because you have automated subtitling. You know, like, and there's hacks now that I didn't have when this started. Like, Premiere Pro did not have auto caption. It wasn't, CapCut didn't exist. Like, we were manually doing word by word. So they were taking an hour and a half per video on average. Some of the smaller ones, shorter ones could take an hour. We were editing 7 to 10 per day at a peak. And I was working all day. Like, I would wake up. I would usually go ride my bike for 2 hours. So for context, my day would be, I would wake up at 6:45, 7. I would ride my bike from 7:30 till around 9:30. I would shower, change. I'd start work around 10. I would work the first half of my day at the local coffee shop. I would edit 2 to 3 videos at the coffee shop. I would leave the coffee shop. I would eat lunch. I would then go to the cigar lounge just before I had a studio, and I would edit the rest of my videos for the day from the cigar lounge, or at least until 5 o'clock. And then I would either go to the gym, or I would go pick up my daughter, or whatever. Usually around 5 o'clock, I would shut down for a little bit. And then I would wait till my daughter and my fiance would go to bed, and then I would edit it again till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I did that every day for
like a year and a half.
And we were doing and on the weekends, I tried to not do that. So I was trying to edit more during the week so I could have the weekends. But I was still finding myself editing for 2 to 4 hours every weekend. And plus, we were posting for all the accounts too, so it never stopped.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people are at that stage where they are doing it themselves, or maybe they have one helper.
Yeah.
But it's still very hands-on. You're doing everything, wearing multiple hats. You're the marketer, you're the video editor, you're the
It's
poster.
tough. Like it's like the video editing life is not glamorous.
Yeah, and doing the sales too, like managing the clients through text or phones, whatever you're
Like posting, like quality control, and then you have those days where you start making mistakes. And then you have to talk to the clients, and you know that you made those mistakes. You got to own up to those mistakes. It's not easy.
Yeah. That was a fun time. Like, it was like a blur because it happened so fast because we were just busy all the time.
What up, Brandon Fortino?
Grant is asking, when can we donate for our ticket?
I got to make a link. Like, I know we've been teasing it and mentioning it, but like...
Whenever you make one, I can just put it on the Instagram bio, and it'll
it'll be within the next few days. I'm going to Germany tomorrow, so I mean, it's like we'll be promoting it pretty like starting in a week. It's literally going to be donation based. There will be a VIP day, which was not donation based on the singular VIP day. That is currently what my mastermind and my group coaching people. It's a full day with them. There's currently 14 or 16 people in the mastermind. So they get the day before and then the 2 days. And I have 2 speakers. My friend Adley Stump, she's massive, and Brandon Carter, aka King Keto, are coming to speak at the event. But this is not a pitch for the event. If you want to come, come. If you don't, cool. Like, I'm going to throw the event regardless. Yeah, so it's going to be a good time. Radio Show, I decided to see a Stick Talk podcast. Yeah, that was a fun podcast I did last night with the guys over at Stick Talk. All these lives seem to go back to talking about short-form content agencies.
Well, tell them about the setup, though. The podcast was at a cigar lounge.
Yeah, last night the podcast, they're doing an awesome job, and they're doing it for free. They're not trying to monetize the podcast at all. I mean, they're just wanting to talk to cool people. And just so you guys know, like, they have a smaller podcast, and I said yes immediately because I had seen 2 of their previous episodes, and somehow they actually got Ty Lopez on their show. And they told me last night that came because they bought a couple of Ty Lopez's products. So they were on Ty's radar, and Ty said yes to the podcast, and that podcast has got like 100,000 views on there. I was served that in the YouTube algorithm, and I was like, yo, these guys are dope.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah.
But the cool thing for me was that it was a cigar lounge, but the cigar lounge used to be a former church.
Yeah, it was cool. It's one of the most popular ones in Tampa.
But they said they rented that specific area they had for $5,000 a year?
Well, you become most cigar lounges have like a club. So you pay to be a member of the Cigar Lounge Club, which is $5,000 in this case for the year. And then you get access to be able to rent the private rooms for like private parties, and they just rent the rooms and have a podcast.
How much were the rooms?
That I don't know. I forgot to ask them.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, but it was cool. I mean, they had lights. They had like full, like it was 4 of us with mics. Like it was a good setup. You could tell they cared. Like, and that's cool for me. Like I came there, I felt, like they took time to like interview me, like talk to me. It was a cool thing. Yeah, Zachary, I saw that one as well. You saw the one, they had Andrew Tate's a videographer, and they also had Ty Lopez, and I saw those 2, and then they reached out to me, and I was like, well, shit, you guys got those people, I'll come on. But they were just really cool dudes. I had a lot of fun last night, and yeah. Radiator, I said, was this your most successful business? How long have you been in the game for? I think you said you tried different things for a long time. I've been making money on the internet for over 10 years. I never made $1 million until I started a short form content agency. And that's gross $1 million. That's not $1 million in my bank account.
How did you feel when you saw the 1M on the, was it Stripe?
Yeah, Stripe.
How did that feel?
I mean, I think I was texting clients and had problems the same day. So I mean, it's like it doesn't feel any different. I was just like, cool, let's go to 2, and let's because once you can say you've made $1 million, the next obvious goal is multi-million dollars.
Yeah.
And then you strive for that, and then when you hit that, you're like, well, I want to make tens of millions of dollars. Like, it's never enough. You just, I mean, and also too, you realize that just because you make $1 million doesn't necessarily mean that you are keeping that said $1 million. And in my case, I was like, shit, where did it all go? And I went to my team. and we had a kick-ass team, and we built out a huge infrastructure. So it is
when is that a good time to hire someone?
when you can't stomach doing anything more yourself.
Describe that more. Like, use you as an example.
Like, there's a point, like, I cannot edit a single video anymore.
Is that because you just don't have the time, or like mentally you're foggy, or like?
Well, it's like two things. It's like, one, you're like, if I do this, I'm losing money because I can do something else that makes more money. So you have to be able to separate yourself. And that's usually a control thing for most people, because, you know, if you're editing all the videos for your clients, you have a set quality and a set standard. And the next logical step is to train somebody with your standards. And you may find really quickly that you're not good at training. And then you're going to blame, you know, the editor, when in reality it's your fault. You just can't teach your methods. So that's like a whole nother thing. So then you're just like, oh, fuck it, I'll keep doing it myself. But that's where you start hitting this like ultimate level of like, I hate what I'm doing. And that's not because you hate like editing as a whole. You're just like, you're hating the fact that you can't offload it, because at some point you're going to have to run the business if you have multiple editors and you need to be talking to clients. Like, it's a full-time job to do everything else. You know, if I were to edit right now, the company would implode.
How do you teach somebody, like, if you're not good at teaching, like how to edit as an example, how do you deal with that?
You have to hire somebody to teach for you.
How do you find that person?
Pay them really well and kind of hope it works.
So basically you hire an employee that has that skill. Like in this case, Savannah, she's like really good at editing. Yeah, you assign her to teach the editing.
Well, I think the first step, like if you have a short form agency and you want to scale it past, like we'll say, because I mean, you as a singular person, you could make anywhere from 10 to 20,000 a month. I would say pretty quickly. If you're a single person, like video production agency, because if you're doing a base, like let's say you're doing one video a day for 4 to 5 different clients, you're editing 5 videos a day, 7 days a week. Let that sink in. It's a lot of videos that you're editing, but you're charging $3 to $5K per client. You know, 5 times an average of 3 is 15,000. An average of 4 is 20,000. You can hit that pretty fast, but most of what you cannot sustain that for over a year, like, because you're going to be editing again 5 videos a day, 7 days a week, and you're posting and you're managing the clients. You will hit a level of like, I hate using the term burnout, because like you can just keep editing, but like you just will be like, I need to hire somebody to help. And then, so now you're going to have to still be editing those same amount of videos while also training somebody. And you may be good at that, you might not. So what I would suggest most everybody do is like really early on, like before I even needed to hire people, I had Luis and I had Savannah working for me, you know, and I was taking the profits and I was paying them, because I knew I wanted to treat it like an actual company, because I knew I could just do that, and I would probably do that until I eventually said one day, fuck it, I'm done, and just quit. Because I'd done that in the past on other businesses that I just burned out on.
I saw a really good video. I forgot the name of it. He's like a really good sales trainer, but he said that he would rather invest in hiring people versus like the stock market or any type of investment, because like if you can develop a person, they make you more money. Mm-hmm. So like that infinite scalability in your business, if you can just train people, make them good, they're like little money making machines.
Yeah, Juan Garcia said you could make an internal training video. One training video ain't gonna do shit, man. You have to like, to get somebody to be good, you need to train them. Like, you need to treat them like an actual, like if you were to go get a job right now and you were to be a manager in like let's say a Home Depot or a retail store, you were going to go through weeks of training. Like, whereas like I worked at Lowe's, I was a salesman at Lowe's. To go to the management training, they sent me to another store for 2 months, like to train under a manager every single day. Like, as a video editor, like Luis was with me every day for at least 2 years.
I had been learning from him too, as far as like his style of vertical video.
Yeah. And then same thing with Savannah. Like, she was in my vicinity for years. So by osmosis, they kind of developed my style, along with each of them had unique styles as themselves. And, you know, I was able to then start paying them. But now, like, everybody and their brother says they can edit short form videos, like, but none of them are any good. Like it takes, again, like for those 21 days, we're on, Zoom with them. They're going through hours of training videos, like on each individual aspect of our process. Like we have like a 25-minute video on just how to zoom in properly, like when to zoom, how to zoom. We have one on like when it comes to manual subtitling, what's the proper way to do it? Because in my company, like there's standards. A lot of shit I see people putting out there ain't no damn standards. It's like.
And you develop that the more you force yourself to describe your whole process. Like you have to like map it out with so much detail, so you can actually teach it to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's training somebody is much different than hiring somebody, which is much different than retaining somebody. But I mean, these are, I think people should do this. Like, you're going to become a better business owner. Like, if it's just you, you're not a business owner. Like, you're selfish. Like, if you have a method that makes money and you can't train somebody else to do it, like, you should be able to pay somebody because you're going to make their life better. Because if you can pay them well, then their life's going to get better. They're going to make your life better because they're going to put time back on your plate. And then you're going to be able to go make more money, so your life's going to get better. So, if you can't teach people how to do something, you're selfish.
And the money's gonna come. Like, you build a little army of clones of you. Like, the money will come.
Yeah, it's and it's also the delayed gratification. Like, I'm to the point where I'm like, I want to invest in people, and it's cheaper for me to retain an employee than it is for me to hire a new one. You learn that after you've been in business. Like, we've been doing this now for over 2 years. Like, it's way cheaper to keep somebody than it is to fire them and get somebody else. So it's in my benefit and the company's benefit to make somebody better. So
that was good.
That's a good rant. It's like Instagram is like
Instagram is hit or miss. People are joining in and they're jumping out.
Yeah, they join in, jump out. It's all good.
So what are you doing in Germany tomorrow?
Speaking of I'm flying tomorrow. What do I do? Tomorrow I fly to Charlotte, and then I'm in Charlotte for 3 hours. I'm actually, they got me a business class seat, so I'm hoping I get access to the lounge, because one of the coolest things to take showers is in airport lounges.
Are you gonna make videos?
No, I'm not gonna make videos. I'm gonna take a shower.
I mean, not showering, but like of how the shower looks like.
I think I did that when I went to India. But like,
you should.
I guess that
Just
makes
be a
some people
vlogger.
exciting. I don't want to be a vlogger. It's just nice to just like. There's just something nice about taking a shower before you get on a long flight, and then you take a shower after you get off that long flight.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't believe that you're doing that because you're not recording it.
Well, not everything has to be on the internet, Louis. People are gonna believe what they want to believe.
Videos or it didn't happen.
I'll probably story it. Like,
see, and that's the challenge with like, because we want certain footage from clients like living their life. Like me asking him for this, which is not a lot of like effort because he's already good at making videos, but
it's effort.
But it's the mental thing of like he just wants a mental break too. Of like,
yeah,
I just want to be normal, like not create content. So that's something you guys will deal with the clients asking for footage or can you do this? Like prepare to not get it.
Yeah.
So you just have to pivot.
What Jonas Def has asked, hi Ryan, I'm curious if viral traffic converts well into leads and email opt-ins. I mean, traffic converts into things that it wants to convert into. It's very hard to say. I always live by the mentality of I'd rather have traffic than not have traffic. And if you have traffic and it's not converting to a singular offer, it generally means that the offer is not a fit for the traffic. And the thing about organic traffic, like when you're going viral, you can't specifically choose who sees your stuff. It's like everybody sees it. So it usually forces people to broaden out their offers a little bit, or at least their opt-ins in this case, to capture more people and then funnel them in. So again, like that life cycle of a customer journey, which is how long before somebody comes into your world and then buys something, I think it just gets a little bit longer. I don't necessarily think it's bad traffic. I just think it takes longer to convert. I think a lot of marketers right now are they're just too impatient. The life cycle of like, think about how like you guys on Instagram and YouTube, how you consume content. It's like, just because you see somebody like 1 or 2 times on a short video, you're not going to give them $12,000 or $100 or if it's a physical product, you might just be like, well, it's $20. I'll take the risk. But like when it comes to selling information or coaching or services, the lifespan of that journey needs to be much longer.
Also, the volume of videos that people are watching every day for like the last 3 years, like has increased. Like, I don't know what percentage, but like people can't look anywhere without looking at a bunch of videos now. So like before, if you made videos, you stood out. Now you're just blending in with everybody.
It's normal.
So that's like, it's a new culture. Like you have to market differently to stand out.
Yeah. Donald Horseman says, does your company have a done for you offer for video editing? Yes. We do everything for clients. We have a lot of really big clients. Radiate Strategy. Do you just have coaches / info product clients? Have you thought about bringing on tech companies, SaaS companies to do their content? In my experience, tech companies and SaaS companies, like they don't really, it doesn't like mesh well with organic content. You need a personality behind the business. So usually the founder should be the one that does the content. In a lot of cases, the founder of a tech company probably doesn't want to make, videos and stuff. But then I would encourage them to be like, well, look at Elon. Like Elon makes content and Elon can do what Elon wants to do. But generally, no, those are really hard to grow. Like mainly because like how much content do you have that you can make based around the SaaS or the software or these, it's why most people get stuck at certain levels, even with their personal brands that do niche based content. They run out of things to talk about very quickly. That's why we tend to focus on personal brands and people that are more interested in gaining massive exposure.
How do you make money with sponsors? First of all, how do sponsors sponsor you?
I think that's like, sponsors, people just reach out. If they like your content, they'll get a hold of you.
Because we started a TikTok account for a car shop, and they got sponsors within the first, 1 month?
Yeah. I mean, they were getting millions of views, though, pretty quickly.
But, I mean, the account was, like, brand new. Like in the
Yeah, it was a brand new account. I mean, if the sponsor's a fit for the account, I mean, I know people that get, 10,000 plus per month from a singular sponsor. It's usually for a certain number of deals. It's like, okay, for 20 videos a month you mention us or wear our logo or show something or do it in our place or our studio, and then they usually they do it in like 3-6 months, sometimes even year-long contracts, and you commit to that for a year. Those are some of the bigger ones. Like people buy videos from you, like I wouldn't recommend doing anything single video. It's just not really worth it. You might get $100, $200. I mean, the bigger your following, you can charge like, a couple $1,000, but it just depends on how big your following is. But for most people starting out, like and I would say anything less than, 100,000 followers, the money is usually not worth it. I would say maybe focus on a service business, or right now, like I keep saying, like that TikTok creativity fund is a good place to start. Fitzy's trying to get people off Instagram onto that YouTube Live.
There's people like chatting, and I'm just like, they get so much more screen on the live. Here.
Yeah, the YouTube.
The link for the YouTube Live is on Instagram bio. If you guys want to click that.
Perfect. For which is
on Instagram, the link.
Oh, the
on
live
the bio.
link. Yeah.
It's for the YouTube Live.
Donald said, "What's the link to get more info on that?" So funny enough, for the agency, I don't have a website. I prefer to keep it like that. But if you're interested, Donald, shoot me a DM, and we can. Most likely, Sway. Sway helps me manage my DMs. He'll reach out to you. We'll get in contact, and we can hop on a call. I treat my agency, and I know this isn't. I probably lose a little bit of money because most of the people that we work with and who I choose to work with in the agency are usually very established companies. And not saying that anybody watching this doesn't have that. It's just until we start looking at it, because there is generally a time frame of how long it takes to ROI from content. In some cases, like the longer you can wait to make money from your content, the more products you're going to sell in the end. That's why there's somebody like an Alex Hormozy succeeds so much because he doesn't need to make money from anything he puts out. Like it all comes years down the line. So I mean, a lot of the people we work with, like Cardone and like a few of the other, like with Pineda, like their lifespan is longer. They can pay a lot of money for content to be produced to get them exposure, and then they monetize it later. So if that's something that like these are questions I would ask you on the phone. Like if you're trying to make money right now, we're not a good fit. Because generally speaking, if every video that you're posting has to have an ROI attached to it, it's not going to work for either one of the people involved, because it's just not a long-term timeline of thinking. And people get stuck. They sell very quickly. They burn out their audience fast, and they don't grow enough. So, but shoot me DM and we can chat, man.
So what does it mean burning out your audience? Because most people probably don't understand that.
Yeah, the second you sell to an audience, if anybody was watching the live stream or the webinar that Alex Hermosi did, you saw it happen in real time in his comment section. In the comment section, all of the people thought he was about to sell them something, and they were turning on him in the comments. And he has put out thousands of videos and helped so much for free that they thought he was going to sell something that was, let's say, $1,000 in this case. And they were angry. They started calling him a scammer. Oh, typical guru.
Like the new Tai Lopez.
Like the new Tai Lopez. They were like, the people were angry. And then he said he was going to give it away for free. And it was like, oh, that just shows how quickly people, people with free content, they don't care. They're just going to consume as much as they want. And certain people will invest. And I'm not saying this is not a generalization, but that's just when you're working at these mass scale numbers, that's just how it is. You're never people will just never pay you for anything. But that was very interesting to see. And he had never asked for payment. I think his other book was only $1. And they were all massively valuable. For $1 for $100 million leads, or what is $100 million offers. It's incredible the amount of money, the return on investment for that $1 that I spent, so keep that in mind. That's kind of what I mean by burning out your audience. If you sell very fast, I look at it like this. If you grow to 1 million followers and you've never sold anything, the second you do sell something, statistically, it's going to crush because you have all this goodwill built up, and you go all the way, whereas let's say 1,000 people, if you have 1 million followers, 1,000 people buy $1,000 product and you make $1 million. If you only had 500,000 followers and you sold $1,000 product, then you'd make only $500,000. If you had only 20,000, if you had 100,000 people and 50 people bought your $1,000 product, you'd make $50,000. The scale keeps going down. The only difference is how many people you're impacting. So the only metric you should be focused on is continually keep growing, because and as you keep selling things, it just makes sense to not do it right away, because you can sell one a month or you can sell 100 at one time. So just something so that's it. So if you sell immediately, and then also if you're going viral and you're getting all these people back to your profile and all they see is their first impression of you is selling, there's a level another scammer, swipe away. Enough people do that, it starts impacting your account because you start losing account authority, and your watch time on your videos goes down because people are swiping away quick. So you just want to balance it well.
This is a good follow-up question. How do you help clients or coaches with content media that need to constantly be selling, like personal fitness coaches?
It's a tough balance, and you have to. I would tell you to get your clients offline, actually grow, do the boots to the ground type of work, because you want to not sell publicly, so you want to sell in private, as in do the old school, build have your brick and mortar, or have people in person, or go to your personal network and start doing that to get yourself kind of established, and then fund your content with what you're making there so you can keep growing on the internet. But if you're going to constantly be in this negative feedback, you're going to be selling, growing forever, unless you can truly give away videos and give away content for a long period of time. And usually that happens. The best is when you have money coming from another source that's going to be making you the money while you're doing the actual thing on the internet. And that's why you see, that's why some of the biggest fitness influencers, they just started with they're showing their workouts, and then they grew really fast. In most cases they were hot or they had abs, and they were early to market. If you're a new fitness coach, you're very late to market. That shit's been done. So I would look at alternative methods of still post your stuff, still start growing your personal brand, focus more on your personal content, like stuff about you, not so much your workouts and your fitness. That's always got to be a part of it. And then grow your fitness business, whether it be like paid local ads or, paid traffic on the side, so you can continually focus on growing the personal brand, but not actually monetizing the personal brand. Is this a longer approach? Absolutely. But that's how I would do it.
I think there's also an opportunity for just show like a show off, like just show off your clients. Like, hey, my client just lost 30 pounds, but don't sell. Just show it off.
Yeah. Like the less you sell and you just show results, the more money you will make. Like it's counterintuitive. I know. It's like, oh, I have to sell. But the less you sell, the more money you're going to make.
Yeah, because people are going to ask in the questions like, how did she lose 30 pounds? Like, and that's where you can actually sell, because now it's a private conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the DMs are a great place. That's why a lot of people, hell, I sell in my DMs, but I don't make call to actions publicly, on my videos, because they fuck with watch time, and I want to keep growing. I'm trying to get to 1 million followers. So Radiate Strategies, how do you plan on scaling any services you want to add into your agency? Like, I specifically have an agency that helps people get millions of views. I can scale that because I focus on that. Like, I don't try to be everything. Like, am I good at monetizing content? Yes. Apparently not that good to do 100 different ways, like we put the title of this video. But I'm good enough to make a lot of money from content. But the fact of the matter is you need to, focus on one thing. You need to get good at your craft. And that's what I focused on for the last 2 years. That's what I will continue to focus on for the near future. I am not going to dilute my agency with long form content or dilute it with advertising type of content. Yes, there's alternate ways. Like I like branching out and doing side stuff. Like we have multiple accounts now that we are growing on the side that we're going to monetize through affiliate income. But these are little investments for me in the company. And this is also to prove, because I hate when people like to box me in and say, well, you only make people go viral because you work with the biggest clients or you have 300,000 followers. The truth is we have an account called Health Geek that we've grown in the last 4 months to almost 50,000 followers, 60,000 followers. And it's getting like 5 to 10 million views a month right now. Like, we started from scratch. We have another account we're doing the same thing with. I'm going to continue to do that because that is just proof that we can continue to do it over and over. So, let's see. I think the overarching thing, though, if you're trying to make money from content, is I'm trying to tell you to not try to make money from your content for as long as humanly possible. Like, go get another job. Make videos. Invest in, like this stream does not make much money, but I invest in it. Like, I pay Fitz for his time. He's here every week. He takes this more seriously than I do, which is why I pay him. Because I want to just show up. I want to talk and hang out and have fun and help people. I think the delayed gratification is very real, and the longer you can wait to make money for something, the better it will be at the end. So.
How do you know when to sell? Like what?
You will know. Like, people will be like, how many people tonight have asked about an editing course? Like, and I don't even have that many people on this. We're still growing this live stream. Like, my DMs are full of people that want to buy an editing course. Like, I lose money by not selling an editing course. Like, a lot of people will be like, that's stupid. Oh, just make the money. Well, it's like, well, no, like, I want to keep that because this is like, these are things that like run my company. I'm just not ready to sell that stuff yet. Or the demand to me isn't high enough yet to where if I release it, I'm not going to make enough money to give away all the secrets. And that's the truth. And that's something that you have to decide as a business owner, because, there's free value and then there's giving away stuff that you've paid a lot of money for. And maybe when my bank account hits a certain number, I'll be comfortable giving all that away. But you ultimately end up creating your competition. So.
And that's happened to you before, right?
Yes, it's happened to me once before. When I was doing the little miniature websites, I was convinced to do it on a webinar and sell the method. The fact of the matter was, I made more money doing the actual thing that I was selling than I ever would have made by selling the method. At least in this instance, that doesn't always have to be true. But in my case, I sold the method, and then I created all my competitors, and then I made the method not work anymore.
What was the method?
That was like the little exact match domain sites where you would buy like getbiggerarms.org, and then you make a little 5-page website, and they would rank in Google, and then you'd sell affiliate products. Had I just kept doing that and kept my mouth shut, like I would have made a lot more money.
Yeah, you would have been zapped at one point because of the
Yeah,
Google
eventually
pandemic.
it wasn't gonna work, but I would have probably doubled my income before that method stopped working. So
How much did you sell the method for?
I think $297 on a webinar.
Was it on WSO? Is that what it's called?
Well, no, what
The Warrior Forum?
This is what happens with content. This is why like informational content is like the value for informational content is like very, very low. Because so I was doing a method that was making me a consistent, $300 to $500 a day, actually doing the method, which was create these little websites and sell affiliate products through them. And I had a streamlined system. I had like 3 people working under, like I duplicated myself 3 times. I built up, there was like 500 sites. And then I was convinced by some other smart marketers to be like, hey, let's do this like webinar thing where like me and my friends, like we'll do this webinar, you share, you get everybody excited, and then you sell the methods, in a course for $297. Well, that worked. And I did sell, I think I made maybe 20 to 30 grand doing these webinars. It was pretty quick too. It was good money really fast. But what happens, one person bought the $297 course, then took one piece of my course and went to a forum that was called the Warrior Forum, which is basically the cockroaches of the internet. And they sold this one part of my course for $5. That person that sold for $5 sold 10,000 copies of that $5. I think I found out because I basically sent him cease and desist, and he had to stop selling it. Which took way more effort than it was worth. But the point being was, even with all that effort, the damage was already done. He had like an army of people that just duplicated that process and rendered the whole thing useless. So had I not tried to make that like 30 grand and just kept doing what I was doing, that never would have happened. And I probably would have made, I probably would have gotten it to $1,000 a day for a more sustained period of time. So
What was the method that he stole?
what was called it was movie jacking, which was like if you could go on imdb.com. Like this still kind of works. We've talked about it with like TikTok videos. Like if you go to IMDb and you look at like upcoming movie releases, and if there's a male or a female lead or a supporting role, you can always assume that the male actor is probably going to gain muscle and the female actor is going to lose weight. That's just Hollywood, So I would buy websites. In this case, you could make videos talking about so-and-so, so-and-so's hypothetical diet or workout or style or, speaking routine or whatever, like anything. You can make hundreds of videos about this shit. And then you do it before the movie comes out, so there's no hype. Then when the movie comes out, like all the content around the movie would start getting pushed because there's hype and people searching for it, and that would work. Are you looking at IMDb right now?
I'm trying to see what movie's upcoming.
Yeah.
So you can give me like an example of how you would do this.
So how did you come up with that idea, though?
I'm really fucking smart, Fitz.
Gotcha. No brainer.
I mean, come on. Like, I'm a
Okay.
genius.
So, this is next year. Deadpool 3 is coming out.
Is Ryan Reynolds lead, or are they keeping him?
Let's just say yes.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds probably going to be shredded for Deadpool. There's going to be a scene in Deadpool where Ryan Reynolds has no shirt on. He's going to have abs. He's going to need an ab workout. People are going to want to know the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool 3 ab workout. I'll let you run with that.
How many videos would you suggest somebody makes?
I mean, when does it say the date when it's actually coming
Just
out?
2024.
Because you have to time it right. That was the thing. You had to time the things right. So if you started now, it's way too soon. You have to find, it's like stuff that's coming out next month would probably be a better start.
There's
but TikTok, like if you're doing it with like videos, like they index so fast that it would almost make sense to do it 2 or 3 days before. Like you do like an assault. Like if you had like 50 videos ready to go for the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool 3 ab workout, and then you waited like 2 or 3 days before the movie came out and you posted them all, and you kept posting them through the first movie release, I think that would crush.
So there's an Aquaman movie coming out.
Hey, there you
this
go.
year.
Who's the star?
That's Jason Momoa.
Oh, he's always jacked. Anybody that's on steroids doesn't admit they're on steroids. Just make fucking videos about them. Like, easy. I don't know that Jason Momoa is or not, but
Point being, you guys can make like niche sites for these movies.
It's trend jacking is basically what it is. You find trends before they're the trend. You just guess. So you put a little bit of effort in and you try something, and then when it launches, it either works or it doesn't.
And if you make a video and that doesn't perform, maybe the timing was too early. So just post it again later.
Yeah, and not all of them are gonna work. Like, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't spend a lot of money on these things. Like, have some test budget, if you will. Like, maybe get spend a couple $100 getting the videos made, or if this may be you doing yourself, spend a few hours. But try it on a smaller scale and then find something that works and then replicate it. That's what I did with this website. It's like, if it worked with one website, that's why I built 500. I was like, but out of those 500, I think 20 of them made money. But I knew that when they did make money, it was in the thousands per month. So it's I keep talking about the TikTok Creativity Fund. I know if we post enough videos in a month, we're going to get a viral video and it's going to make $1,000. How many videos are you going to post if you knew eventually you'd make $1,000? Like, that's content as a whole.
Yeah. I agree. I actually want to do that. Just build a movie themed.
Yeah, you can build an entire account.
The only issue is potentially copywriting.
No, it's not. No.
No?
The thing about these things is there's no copywriting because they're like flash in the pan is like a word they call it. Like, they're so fast. They're hot for 1 weekend and then they die. But hey, when there's a chain of series, or there's multiple characters from one movie, that's how you extend the lifespan. But, Hollywood's stupid. They ain't looking for this shit. They can't even figure out how to keep their writers happy anymore. They're looking for TikTok videos. We're sharing some gold here.
I know. The 22 people on YouTube are fortunate right now.
What is it? Jason A. Roll asks, would love to know what the dude is using for his Teradek live stream to IG. What does that mean?
I think he's just like, how do we do a multi-live stream?
Oh, I don't know. I hired a Fitzy.
Yeah, there
you
was
gotta buy one Fitzy.
There was another guy asking how do you have multiple cameras running for the stream?
OBS, right?
Oh, OBS and the A10 Mini.
OBS and an A10 Mini.
Yeah. What is that?
How much does that cost me, Fitzy? That for me to have that and a Fitzy, I'm paying $2,000 a month right now.
Yeah, so basically you need multiple cameras, then you need an ATEM, and they range from 400 to 1,000.
Or you hire a Fitzy.
Yeah, and then you get everything included.
Well, point being is when me and Luis had kind of I tested the live stream idea by myself for a little bit, and then I used a cam link and a camera, and then I had fun with it for 3 weeks, and I was like, I want to take this seriously. And then this guy kept hitting me up on Instagram.
I don't know who you mean.
And he was like, yo, I live locally, I can help you make this better. And then I said, well, can you do it this next week? And he said yes. And it was like a test. He took a risk. He came here to my studio. He set all this up. There's a lot of stuff set up in here. And then we did it, and I saw the results, and I was like, yo, I like this. I want this every week. And now Fitzy's part of my life.
Yeah, now we have to fix a couple of things with the wall, they're white and stuff.
Yeah, he wants to put something here.
and in
really
between those gaps,
I think in the Instagram it looks dope.
Yeah. Instagram is fine, yeah.
You got a blue man then.
Yeah, I see that. Have you been watching your stuff on TikTok for the last 2 years? Sadly, I lost your stuff because I deleted TikTok. No. But he's here on YouTube. Thank you for coming back, man. That's power and consistency. Yeah, you can't get away from me.
And Ian says, thank you for the email notification to join this stream.
Nice. That's Luis.
They're working. I'm happy.
Yeah. Sorry to let you down that we don't have 100.
Well. On the other note, our regulars are not there, so we should announce that we, do that thing every week.
What's that?
The live stream. We're doing the live stream every week. So.
Oh, yeah, we do the live stream every week. Next week, it'll be back on its regularly scheduled night, which is Wednesday. I may be tired from Germany, but I hope not.
You won't be tired.
I won't be tired. I get all fired up when I do these. And I just drink enough sugar-free Red Bull till I'm going to go by my tea right now. But we'll be back on the regular Wednesday night routine next week. Unless Tuesday works. I mean, I feel like there's more people on this one than there were last week.
I think, Wednesday is better. I want to try earlier. I know you don't like that, though.
I know, but we did that poll last time, and everybody said that this was a good time.
I know. I
Fitzy
just saw the
Fitzy
data
does
on
it.
YouTube, and I'm like, earlier is better. Let's ask this chat what chat thinks. Earlier, later, or
Yeah, let's go YouTube and Instagram. I do these streams every week, and I'm committing to them for as long as the foreseeable future has in the future, if that made any sense. What time is best? Like, is it 7 p.m.? Is it 8 p.m.? Is it 9 p.m.? Because right now we've been going like 9 to midnight, like every week. It's like a lot of people can join. I mean, that to me, and that's like, if you do the West Coast, that's 3 hours behind. So it's still pretty late in the day over there too.
I mean, there's two people that say Tuesday is good. But we had Christina saying usually people who are present will agree with the current time. She's probably right.
That is a good.
smart thinking.
Christina's probably smart.
Yeah. She has a good photo.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Looks
Louis?
professional.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, it's a good Instagram pic. It looks like her face.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see her face.
I hate when you can't see somebody's face on IG. Like, it's weird.
So what is Ryan watching in the meantime, though? Because let's talk about all the casual stuff that's going on in Ryan's life. Because there's a lot going on.
What has Ryan been watching? I don't have a TV.
I did not know. I'm sorry, dude.
So Ryan doesn't. Well, one, I don't have a house to watch TV in right now. I do have places to stay. I'm making light of the situation because it is kind of tragic. But no, I lost the Hurricane Idalia last week. While I was comfortably in Miami on Brandon Carter's podcast, and I went to bed nestled in the AC hotel in Miami, Florida. I woke up and my house was 3 feet underwater. So I did what anybody would do. I kept filming with Brandon Carter for the day. And then I drove to meet my family that evening because it was a mandatory evacuation zone. So we had to evacuate. And then, we proceeded to wait until they opened up our neighborhood, which was basically a catastrophe disaster zone at the point of us going back. And since then, we've had to throw away 95% of all of my belongings. And
Why?
So what people don't realize, that what happened to me, and I can only speak from experience, like our house was flooded from Hurricane Idalia, which happened last week. It was 100 miles offshore. So for people wondering, like, how did you not see this coming, or like what? Like when a hurricane, Florida, we're used to hurricanes. They happen quite a bit. There's hurricane season for a reason. Just like if I lived in California, there's like earthquake season. There's earthquakes, and then there's like tornado alley. So you're used to. You have, these things happen. It could be ice storms in Chicago. Like wherever you live, there's usually some sort of natural disaster that could happen. Hell, Burning Man is fucking floating in mud right now. So like wherever you go, like in Florida, hurricanes are a real fact of life, but most tend to not amount to anything. Sometimes that isn't true. So there's a level of like you need to prepare, but then you also don't over prepare because you don't really know. And in this case, her storm was 100 miles offshore, and we live in a flood zone, as in like my neighborhood has a tendency to flood, which is like any neighborhood in Florida near the water is a flood zone. So to live the Florida waterfront lifestyle, which I love, and I'm still going to live after we rebuild our house, is, it's just normal for Floridians. Like, that's why people migrate here. That's why like people come here. It's beautiful. That's not saying that tragedies can't happen. In this case, storm surge is what happened, which, because of the moon tides and all this crazy shit that I don't understand, like when the storm was pushing the weather in, it rose the seas so high that they overflowed the seawall, which then overflowed into my entire neighborhood, because there was, I think, a 6 or 7 foot storm surge. So what that means is that the water is 7 feet above what it normally is, which only happens with massive weather events like a hurricane. In this case, but here's what the city of St. Petersburg does when they know that this is happening, which is why everything I own is destroyed, and a lot of other people's houses are destroyed. they dump all the sewage into the ocean, like at the plants nearby, because they know that when the power goes out and the water goes out, all this stuff, that people are going to be using the pipes. And well, if they flush all the pipes, it's they know they're not going to be able to access the neighborhood for some time, so they flush all the pipes out. Well, what that does is it dumps all this raw sewage into the ocean, and then when the storm surge comes in, it pushes all the sewage into everybody's houses. And what that's considered is category 3 water, which means that it has diseases, and it's just disgusting. So like my house was overrun with 3 feet of raw sewage. So anything it touched, we have to throw away, which it was our couches, our furniture, all my daughter's toys, all my daughter's like stuffed animals, our dressers, our clothes, our like the whole everything. It's disgusting. But yeah, so that's like, and then what happens that is, yes, we do have flood. Like you get flood insurance in case this happens, but flood insurance is an expense per year. Ours specifically costs $5,000 a year on top of our homeowner's insurance, which adds up. You know, it's an extra couple $100 a month on the mortgage. And then homeowner's insurance, because you're on a waterfront property or near the water, in our case, we can see it from across the street. And in case of this storm, we could actually see it in the living room, you know, but we weren't there. I saw it on the Ring cam. But I mean, you just end up paying for insurance, but the insurance never really covers the whole thing. Fortunately, in my case, we are getting $20,000 for all the contents inside of our house, which, if anybody has ever been an adult and bought furniture, knows that $20,000 doesn't cover a whole lot, and or any of the nice things that I have acquired over the years. Specifically one that I think I really like, which is my, $7,000 road bike that was submerged in sewage and all the electronic shifters. A Peloton that, my fiance worked out on, my golf cart, my fiance's car, all these things. And yeah, there was like, looking back, there's so many things that we could have done differently. But at the end of the day, you don't expect 3 foot of water to come rushing through your house. So pretty crazy experience. I'm still going through it. I find out by the end of this week the actual total damages, but based on the chatter from the insurance adjuster and the general contractor and the restoration crew that came and cut out all of my house, basically they just gut your house immediately so the mold doesn't set in, because if you have mold issues, that's a whole nother problem. So yeah, it's I think it's going to exceed $100,000 in damages.
That's quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. And insurance might cover half that.
So what is now the future plan for that if you want to prevent that? What are the tips that people can do if you're in a flood zone? What is like your go-to recommendation right now?
Probably don't move to Florida. But no, there's certain things that we're going to do this time that we didn't even know of, that these are questions you don't even ask until you're in this situation. Like there's things that you basically have to seal your house from the outside. Well, the big thing is most all new houses in my area are built on stilts. So the water just goes underneath them. It floods and dries and nothing happens. If anybody saw the picture I posted on my Instagram, that was from my friend who kayaked or paddleboarded to my house from a few streets over because his house is on stilts. He never lost power. But basically, like, my house is obviously to rebuild and stilt, you're talking like, I don't know, $500,000. Like, and that's probably not going to be covered by insurance. So like, I don't know that we're going to do that. But you basically seal your house shut from the outside and then you evacuate. That way no water gets in, and then you come back and you pry off all the ceiling. That's probably what we're going to do.
Just give him a crash course.
It's a crash course in losing your house in a hurricane. But right now, I stayed in a hotel for a week, and now we're staying with a friend. I'm going to Germany for a week, and I come back, and I have to figure out a more permanent living situation, because they say it's 3 to 6 months before we can live back in the house.
Damn. That's quite a bit. So what are you watching right now? You got any new Netflix shows that you're like...
No, I really want to go see Gran Turismo. Like, I haven't gotten to the theater yet. That if anybody's seen Gran Turismo, let me know in the comments if it's worth it or not.
So wait a second, the video game Gran Turismo?
No, it's a movie, bro. It's in the theaters.
But there was a video game, so it's the
Yeah,
same
it's
car
it's
thing?
based on a true story. They took video game Gran Turismo players, and because they knew the tracks for the cars, they turned them into race car drivers. That sounds like a hero's journey that I want to see. Dan Callie asked, where in Germany? I'm going to Hamburg tomorrow, but I don't get there till Thursday.
Chung for real says, I love you.
Who?
Chung for real.
I love you,
Eric
Chung. Eric Chung. Love you too, man.
He stood out to me. It's like, yo, I love you.
We all love you.
We all love you.
Positivity.
He's asking if you only had $20, what would you do with it?
I mean, this is my last $20, or like I can go to the ATM and get another $20. But for my last $20,
Says last 20.
probably buy 2 sugar-free Red Bulls and a Chipotle burrito.
You can only buy one though. Chipotle is expensive.
Yeah, well, you can't get a drink, and you might not be able to get double chicken.
It's a skinny burrito.
It's a skinny burrito. Oh man, that's great. Oh, I didn't mean to refresh my stream. Did I just fuck it up?
We will see.
No.
I mean, I'm logged in too. So.
I just hit refresh. It's still live, it says.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But if you would start over, I think that's a good question. If you would start over and you're an editor right now or like a content creator.
How old though?
Yeah, let's say
'Cause
you're
he has
20.
a family. Like,
No, I mean like you're 20 or 23-year-old, and you're just like, you can't make videos. How would you structure your new journey if you would start over?
I would just get a job.
A job.
you get $20. That's like a gas tank.
Yeah, I mean, like, you just get a job. But I wouldn't get a stupid job. I would get a job that was, and I say stupid job. There isn't really stupid jobs. Like, if you need to make money, there's no job that's stupid. You need to make money, support yourself. And I live with the Brandon Carter philosophy of you can never have too many jobs either. But I mean, I would find one job that has skills or access to people that can better your life. Things like country clubs, higher end hotels, higher end bars, where people with money tend to frequent because you can learn a lot from those types of people. Ooh. That's what I would do if I had to go get a job today. I think or like yacht clubs. We have those in Florida. Country clubs, or even just construction in general too. Like you need to make money. Construction, like I don't know. I mean, as I'm seeing people rebuild my neighborhood, they're getting paid, like because it's a need, and not everybody wants to work on the computer. But like a couple grand on a tool set and some YouTube videos, I think you can figure some shit out. Mm-hmm. Like.
And usually that's under the money table too, so you don't even have to.
Yeah, it's cash money for a lot of people. I mean, and people there's perks in construction. Like I gave my home, the guys that tore out, the guy was a husband and wife that worked on my house. I mean, Kristen gave him a pair of AirPods we didn't use anymore, and then I gave him a G-Shock.
Nice.
Yeah, so he was really happy about that. Yeah, so there's perks.
So I kind of like, this is like kind of weird though, but I kind of want to know what was your worst decision that you ever made, and going back to the car reel,
I'm over the car.
No, I want to hear the whole 9 yards. Can you stretch that a little bit out?
My car. Sorry. So
yeah.
What Fitzy's referring to is my biggest financial.
Start off with that as a hook though.
This is my biggest financial regret. I'm 40 years old. I've been through life. My biggest regret was buying a car that I could not afford when I was 25 years old. And that specific car was a 2001 Ford F-150 Lightning. And that Lightning, for all you idiots that can't Google, the F-150 Lightning was supercharged before the electric version came out last year. There were trucks before Elon invented electric cars. I think he invented them. But I was working at Lowe's Home Improvement, and I was making around $50,000 to $60,000 a year, and I thought it was a great idea to get a $500 car payment. And because it was supercharged, and I had a poor driving record when I bought the car, I had to get full coverage and like extra shit that ended up being my insurance was like $350, $400 a month. And then the gas on a supercharged V8 is not exactly cheap. So the car cost me like well into $1,200 a month to own and operate, and I learned really quickly that I didn't make enough money to afford that said car. And then I decided it would be great to keep that car and then quit my job at Lowe's and become an entrepreneur to get rich. Well, there was a year time frame where I didn't get rich. And I started running out of money really quickly. So I tried to start selling my F-150, but the Lightning was a race truck, and I was racing it every weekend in cars. I was going to the underground street race scene. This is before Fast and the Furious, and before street racing was a felony if you got caught. I ended up blowing the truck up, and what that means is I over revved it and I shot a piston through the side of the engine, which means that I had to replace it with a new engine. I could afford that once, which I did, and I rebuilt it better and faster. Put that on credit, of course, and that was like $10,000 of replacement parts and labor at a shop called Race Related. Shout out to James. He fixed that truck quite a few times. I don't know if he's still in business, but I used them, and then I kept racing it, and then I broke it again. Same thing. Apparently the Ford was prone to this, which you find out after you own things. So that ended up, I couldn't afford that, so I had to ask my dad for help. And my dad ended up getting, this is when like you could get like the short-term high-interest loans from like banks for like a couple $1,000s. So he did that, gave me the money, I fixed it again, and then I started trying to sell it. But because it was so modified, I couldn't sell it. And this is before the internet wasn't like what it is today. You can't just put it on Facebook Marketplace. We had forums, and you had to take pictures, and like the internet was slow. It wasn't great. So I kept trying to sell it. I couldn't, and I was completely out of money. I never missed a payment on it at all. So I drove it to the bank, which is a credit union, GT Federal Credit Union. And I took the keys and I went into the guy that gave me the loan originally. He was still working there. And I said, dude, I can't afford this truck anymore. It's yours. And he was like, that's a voluntary repossession of your vehicle. I said, yes, I'm well aware. It's going to fuck my credit up. I get it. 7 years, whatever. I can't afford it anyways. So take the truck. And I left. And it sat there for like 3 months. They couldn't sell it because they were trying to take it to auction. But because it was a highly modified race truck, nobody wanted to buy it because it was a money pit and they weren't going to make any money off of it. So they called me back. I came back up there to talk to them. They ended up, basically pausing the payments and putting it onto the end, and they gave me like 90 days to sell it. And then I got smart. I bought a camera. Like they use a little thing called a flip cam. I did a video of my truck and I put it on a forum. And this is when you didn't have videos to sell trucks. And I sold my truck in a forum a few months later. I paid off the loan, and eventually I paid my dad back. But that was my biggest financial regret.
You paid off the loan of the car or your dad's loan that he let you borrow?
I mean, I let the credit cards go to collections. And then I've helped my dad in the, other ways to repay my debts. Took quite some time, but the overall damage of that vehicle, as far as like, I ended up not owing anything on the actual payment. It was, I think because I bought the truck for like $30,000 and I paid it off. But there was like probably 10 or 15,000 on credit cards, and another 10 or so thousand that like had been put into it, like modifying it, customizing it, and then I think my dad's loan was like for $5,000. So like overall, I think in the video I said it was like $70,000. I don't know, it might have been like 60 to 65, like total. But all of it started was I just should have never bought that truck. I couldn't afford it.
What made you buy that car?
It was cool.
It was cool.
But like, did you see it on the magazines? Because back then there was like no.
It was the coolest truck you could buy
at that moment.
And I thought I was rich because I made $60,000 a year.
And were you in the racing scene before getting it?
Yeah. I had multiple cars that I blew up and raced, and I was already a car nut. Mm-hmm. Once you realize that you will throw all kinds of money into cars, you kind of, that never leaves you. Like, it just gets more expensive. So most people that race cars tend to be doing fairly well for themselves because they put a lot of money into the cars. Or at least in my case, they just ruined their credit for 7 years.
So going back in those times, what would you tell how old were you, 25, 23?
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have kept driving the Nissan 240 that I had that was paid off.
So I have a weird question though. Is a good story actually worth it though? Then because like you made how many reels about it and got how many millions?
I don't know. How many times Luis keeps posting that video, and then I'm haunted by the comments of people calling me an idiot.
But it's helping people.
Yeah, Pollard's on the Instagram. He remembers the good old days. Like I met a lot of cool people street. I don't regret street racing at all. It's looking back now, I would just do it different. I would just pay for everything up front. I wouldn't put it on credit cards, and like I wouldn't. Like I've just since that moment, like the biggest lesson was I haven't had a car payment since. Like, and I think I'm better off for not having a car payment. That might not be for everybody though. Like, some people like car payments. They have financial responsibility control, which I don't trust myself. So
this video has 2.6 million views on YouTube, and it has made $310.
Fucking rich.
It paid off the loan.
For shorts.
How much would that have made on the TikTok Creativity Fund though, had it been posted?
Like $2,500 possibly.
Yeah.
$2,000 to $2,500.
Maybe in 10 years it'll pay off what I spent on the track.
But it is I mean, this story is you.
Yeah. It's a personality based story that nobody can replicate. I mean, maybe somebody could. I don't know.
But I think so many people have, maybe not through cars, but like some impulse decision that they made that was idiotic. Like
people do it all the time. Like,
yeah.
You know, people buy houses they can't afford.
Like, you know what you're doing, but you're like, I'll fix it down the line.
No, I always said I'll make more money.
Okay.
That's
so
always, like,
at least that was a good mindset, though.
That's always my philosophy. I'll make more money. Yeah. Somebody asked me, did I make money from street racing? Yes, we bet each other all the time.
How much were you guys betting?
I mean, a few $100. Like, it was nothing crazy.
Like 100 or 200?
Yeah, like $100 a race or $25. Like, you win, you lose. Like, a couple $100 if you had a fast car, you'd win on. There were some big races though where they were doing in like $5 to $10 grand a race. I couldn't afford that, so.
Oh, you had to put.
Yeah, well,
amount?
if you were racing for each party, you had to put in $5K, and the winner takes all. It's like gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
And how many people are racing at one time?
I mean, you had to like go to different spots that were like. Again, this is before the internet was like super advanced like it is now, and there was no Instagram. So we were on forums, and we used walkie-talkies too. So you would meet up and you'd have walkie-talkies, and everybody would be on their own special walkie-talkie station to communicate with each other, because you didn't want to be, you didn't want the police to know where you were. So you had to be on the off frequencies. And that was also a way to communicate with each other. Because most walkie-talkies have a pretty big radius. So like you could connect, and that was faster than calling people on cell phones back then. You're talking like when we were doing this is like Nokia flip phones and shit. Like the Sidekick was like a thing, So it wasn't like it is now, like technology wise. Like now you just fucking talk to people, send texts, Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, you didn't want the spots to get too big and too many people trying to race because it made a lot of noise, and then the cops were called. And then when the cops came, everybody just scattered like cockroaches.
Who calls the cops?
Neighborhood people.
Just too noisy. I'm trying to sleep.
I mean, we weren't doing this on busy roads. It was always like it was always back in like some weird places, like where there was a long straight, and people would scout these. They would drive around during the week in the daylight to find good spots to race that didn't have a lot of foot traffic. As in, like, the goal is always safety. Not most people are not idiots. Like, because you don't want to like hurt anybody. You just want to race your car. Like, you're not trying to like hit a pedestrian or like somebody backing out of their driveway. So they were in like really obscure spots. A lot of them were out in like the country, like not the country, but like off the beaten path. Like, they weren't in the city. There was a few spots that were sketch, but there was like there was nothing happening on these roads. And there was always one person at the end, and that's why you had the walkie-talkies. So like, the one person was scouting to make sure it was clear on one end, who radioed back to the person that was starting the race.
That's just one strip of like, what, 2 miles or something?
Yeah, like, I mean, not really a mile. Like, I mean, most of them were shorter races. Like, you maybe had a half a mile. Like, it was more like, I think there would be a quarter-mile race would be like a better accurate depiction of street racing. Okay. Or then some people would like they go out in groups, and you'd like be like you'd race from like 50 to 150, and you'd be communicating 3, 2, 1 on the walkie-talkies, and then you punch at the same time and take off, and then there'd be like people behind you that would block cars so you could take off.
Is the girls on like the movies all hot looking with the little flags? Is that a real thing?
It's like a dude with greasy hands. Like, that was just a Fast and the Furious thing. Grant Owen said, when are you going to turn the lives into podcasts? Well, Luis isn't good enough, Grant? He's my podcast host. I'm going to bring on guests to the lives soon.
Or does she mean like it should be on Spotify for audio only? That could be two, you know? That would be another...
What, strip the audios of these for...
No, you can upload the videos there. You can upload videos to Spotify.
What, for...
Yeah, you re-upload the whole thing to Spotify if you want to.
I guess we could, but...
And it pays too.
That's true.
We can try.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to start bringing on some guests for these. I mean, I got to get the numbers up, man. We got to promote more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last 2 weeks were just...
Well, this one was like last minute.
It was last minute.
But, you know, I mean...
That was a good story, though. That's going to be clipped.
Nice. That's what these are really for. You know, ultimately, like... I look at Brandon as the inspiration for the live, podcast. And Brandon had, 300 to 400 people on last time?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
For which one?
Did you watch it last week, Fitzy?
Yeah, I did. I was like chatting. I was like, I like Brandon.
Brandon's awesome. Brandon's my homie.
Yeah, I was watching them when I was like, I think 16 or 18.
Mm-hmm. Someone's asking if you can drop content for how to dress better or well. He said dress well.
Like in general, like it's different now. Like I don't think style is as complicated now because it's not as like back then. Like when I was doing, I mean, we're talking. When was I doing the style? It had to have been longer than 6-7 years ago. We're trying to figure that out. When was Handsome Guy Secrets? When was the last video uploaded?
Your email, 2018 March. Wow. I mean, this was the book, like the handsome.
Yeah, the Handsome Guy Secrets.
That was way more back.
But yeah, I mean, I just like you got to follow some trends because trends keep you hip. But when it comes to dressing good, like I went shopping today because a lot of my clothes, like I just I wanted to get new stuff because of the hurricane thing. What did I buy? I mean, you just buy basics. You got to get good at like fit and basics. And by fit and basics, mean like your pants should fit good. They don't always have to be skinny jeans. I like skinny jeans. They don't have to be. If you don't like that, they could just be like slim fit jeans. You should have like, good sneakers, good boots, good dress shoes. I think if you just get good wearing like black, white, grays, and navies, like you can't go wrong. And then once you figure that out, then you have to figure out the, what are some things that are like unique to you? Like for whatever reason, like, maybe it's the views I get when I wear pink. But I bought a pink shirt today that I'm going to wear when I speak in Germany. I'm trying to stand out, trying to be remembered. So situations like that, I want bright colors. Also, you might find certain brands fit you really good. A brand I like recently is called Purple. I don't know why they call themselves Purple. But I bought a pair of their jeans today and a shirt. They're reasonably priced too. I think the shirt was $140. Or no, the pants were $140. I think the shirt was like 60 or 70, which yes, that could be expensive. That's not like H&M low, but it's quality. It's going to last a long time. I tend to buy stuff when I go to speak, especially to big audiences.
So your first fashion video that I found on your channel is 2014, May 20th, 2014.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
almost
8, I think. 9 years ago.
Yeah. See, so I was 31. I feel
how to avoid the nice guy syndrome.
That was the first video.
No, that's not the first one. The first one's how to dress to get laid.
Yeah, the first fashion video. How many views on that one?
3.3. I'm sure we made variations of it though. This was the first big one, the halo effect.
Oh yeah, how many views was that?
9.6.
That's like only 10,000 views.
Well, let me see. This is the big one. 3 ways to instantly become more handsome. 261K.
Nice.
That was big for like.
That was big back then. You got 260K on it.
That's still big.
That is really big.
For a long form YouTube video, how long was that? 10 minutes?
No, 333.
But you still would make bank on that. 200K goes hard.
Yeah, that was a good video.
The 22K on a how to look younger video.
lifestyle. Should try that in a TikTok.
Yeah, this would be fun to remake into TikTok. How to dress for college, 44K.
So how did you get out of that niche?
I got a girlfriend and a daughter, and I didn't want to teach guys how to get laid anymore.
Gotcha.
And that was not that I think anything's wrong with that industry. I just didn't want to be in that world anymore. Because this is on like the dating content, and I mean you can't do a whole lot of that now. Like it's all kind of gone full red pill. But the fashion and like dating kind of went hand in hand back in the day, and I just wasn't actively like dating. Like I had a girlfriend, and then eventually we had my daughter, and I was like, do I really want to go to work today to teach guys how to get laid? I decided no, and I just stopped uploading. I tried to change the channel a little bit, gave it a good effort, I feel like, but eventually I had to just stop uploading to that channel.
Your top fashion videos are almost 400K, a simple way to pin, roll, cuff your pants.
Yeah.
And that also worked extremely well for Alpha M on his TikTok. Your second most viewed video, 300K, how to wear Vans skate high tops in three different outfits.
Yeah, Danny made that video.
Is he the model?
No, that's me as the
he
model.
filmed you. That's why it looks higher quality.
Danny filmed and edited that video. One of my good friends, Danny.
And then the third most viewed, 290K, how to get your pants tapered, skinny jeans for bigger guys. And then the fourth is how to instantly become more handsome.
That's interesting.
Pants.
Yeah, everybody wears pants. Broad reach. Fashion's a good niche for like broad reach.
But you were targeting skinny jeans for bigger guys. That's the theme that you have. And by bigger, you mean like not just waistband, but like taller?
Say that one more time.
Bigger guys? What did that mean back then?
Bigger guys meant fat.
Skinny jeans for bigger guys.
Yeah, it's like should fat guys wear skinny jeans?
Well, you're not fat.
Huh? Well, it's like bigger too. It was like over 6 foot. Like, 'cause that's like a subgenre in fashion, like over 6 foot. That's funny. But yeah. Brian U Media said, I'm curious what makes you think short form agencies are too late to grow at this time, or did I misinterpret? I don't think it's too late to have a short form agency. It's just you've lost all competitive advantage. Like as far as it's very saturated with people trying to undercut and lower price other people. Like the people that are trying to promote themselves through like Instagram DM with their short form agencies are just driving the prices lower and lower and lower. So it's, it's going to be, not saying it's you can't make money in it, because there is a massive need for short form content, but there is, it's not new anymore. It's not novel. And generally, if you get to market first on anything, you can have a competitive advantage. And that's like, I had that when I started my agency because it was early. And I took a risk there because I didn't know if it was going to pan out. But that's kind of what I mean by it's saturated. I don't necessarily, a lot of people are going to make money with short form videos, but people are competing on price right now. And I think that's the wrong way to look. The people that will compete on results and actually just try to figure out how to extract virality from videos and do that, I think there's always room for more people in that world, because those are like people that I'd want to like work with, or because we send clients, like I offload clients too if I can't work with somebody, or like internationally, like there's a huge opportunity for short form agencies. Like I'm going to speak in Germany. We are getting German clients that want to make American-based accounts, like because that grows their influence in other countries. So I mean, that's a blue ocean over there, international. Hard part to figure out is how do you film with them? Like it's got to be over Zoom, got to do clips. Those aren't as effective from ours, so we have to figure out ways to fix that problem to continue to provide them the results. Also time zones. It's harder to film with them when a lot of people are awake when you're sleeping, or vice versa. So, but there is a lot of opportunity internationally for short form agencies, because again, there's way more competitive in America, I would think, because we're usually a little farther ahead, like on the marketing side of things. At least that's what I've experienced, because I've spoken in India, and I've spoken now, and this will be my second time going to Germany. And I mean, Germany's got their shit together, but there's still a lot more advancement in America.
I think it's just the market. Like, we're more free here. Like,
Yeah.
people are very loud when they want something, and we just apply it.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, but I mean, there's opportunity. If there's a lot of competition, generally means there's a lot of money being made. It's just, I think how people are promoting themselves right now is what needs to die. Blue Man said, I need some advice regarding the launch of my own game and promoting it. There's some background to it, though. Can I send you an email? I mean, you could post it in the chat. I can assure you I'm probably not going to read that email. And that's not anything against you, Blue Man. You're probably a great dude. I just try not to check my email. Biscayne Supercar said, what do you think the future of TikTok is? Do you think it will pay creators more or get into long form content? They're already paying creators more. The TikTok Creativity Fund, I know I've been talking about a lot on this podcast. Like, it's made me about $5,000 this month. Like, it's really good. Very slow to pay, though. I don't know when we're actually getting paid from that.
Still no.
It says on the 15th, but I have not seen a check yet. Or a PayPal yet. It has not happened. But there's probably like a 30-day lag, because we just started making money with it. But that is right now, and yeah, they're forcing people to make over 1 minute videos. So yes, I think they're pushing the apps, or at least they're pushing creators with monetary incentive to make longer videos. And I am happily abiding by that.
What's more retention too as a viewer?
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder to keep somebody's attention for 1:30, than it is 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I think some videos needed it, like, because they were missing context. So I think maybe TikTok is trying to innovate it to become more of an educational platform. Because that was always like the annoying thing with short form. It's that you're constrained by 60 seconds, therefore you have to remove a lot of the context. And sometimes the point doesn't get across. Yeah. Or it gets misinterpreted.
I mean, but it's harder because you can't repost everywhere. Like,
it's only YouTube.
YouTube
is the only one. They might extend it too. It's just a matter of catching up, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, you can post longer videos in there. They're gonna look ugly, but
yeah, they're not. They're just not. It's not as seamless now if you're going over a minute. Brian said, very good insight. Thanks, man. No problem. And again, like, I don't want people to just say, like, I don't discourage anybody from trying to make money at anything. It's just, if you can find an angle and exploit that angle, and like when I started Viral Edits, which is it was a TikTok agency. Shorts and Reels didn't exist yet. Short form wasn't like a type of content. It was just TikToks.
YouTube didn't even have shorts yet.
Yeah, so I was just like, this seems like an opportunity. It seems like a risk, and I genuinely liked making vertical videos. So I was like, I think I can go in on this. There's no competition. I can establish myself as a market leader. And I did that by me saying I need to get to 100,000 followers, and then I need to get 2 case studies to 100,000 followers too. So when I'm talking to a client and I'm pitching them, this is where people don't win when they pitch people, is, okay, I've done it myself. I have my results. I've also done it for somebody else, and I've done it for another person. The more other people you've done it for, and especially in different industries, the more you are an expert. Your pitches will become a lot more seamless, and you will close more clients. But you have to do the work.
For free? Or
I did it all for free when I started. I was losing money for months.
I remember you were paying me out of.
I was paying you out of pocket. I was paying you because I wasn't making any money. I feel like I do that for months at a time now. But scaling problems.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Anybody wants to fire out more questions? These have been a lot. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad I did this. We got to work on getting the IG numbers up. I thought for sure we'd get 100 on IG. I know we
too.
Well, there was like
we didn't promote.
I didn't promote the IG at all. Like, it just appeared.
And every 15 seconds, there's 20 people joining and immediately leaving.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, well, because I mean, the nature. I don't think they're gonna sit on Instagram and just watch a live. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, because like they're worried that they have to interact with you. It's like that weird, awkward feeling when you watch live. You know what I mean?
Is it awkward? Do you feel awkward when you join a group?
Yeah, because like then you feel like, oh, they're seeing me and I want to just creep, So sometimes you want to do that, you know. There's the creeper mode, and there's the like, hey, I want to know something about X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Yeah. Dan Callie said, I'm from Germany. Is there a way that I know it could work for you for an overseas client? I'm going to be at an event in Germany this week. I'm going there to speak with some people about how to work overseas, like to do work with them. The event is called the Marketing Offensive. I think the tickets are only like it's a lower ticket price for like the base model or base level ticket. It's like $50
For Germany?
Yeah. Like what is it? The Marketing Offensive.
Mossum is saying, is that a protein shake in that cup? I hope so.
That's Luis's shaker cup, but I have been on the protein shakes. I have been good on the protein shakes lately. Well, I lost the shaker cup in the hurricane.
Oh.
I just bought 2 of them. I only have 1 now. I missed. It was a pink shaker cup.
Somebody said I would have joined in earlier if I knew about it. Yeah. Usually every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. This time it's Tuesday, but next Wednesday we'll be live on YouTube, and I'll probably stream on IG again too.
Yeah. We can also set a third phone for TikTok.
Yeah, I know. We should.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Triple streaming.
Yeah, so the tickets to the Germany event, the lower price one, there's 100 left, according to the counter. I don't know if that's true or not.
Whomever invented those counters, freaking genius.
Yeah, but there's it's 49 euros. I think it's euros. And there's 49, 149, 349, 999, and 1999. So I know I'm doing like an actual private thing for the people that pay the 2K. I have to talk to them specifically. I don't know what that entails yet. Gonna come up with that on the flight. But you can stream it too. It's never as good though. You want to if it's an event, I probably wouldn't buy the stream. I'd probably just buy the recordings later.
Yeah, I've never bought a streamed event online. I just feel like it just doesn't feel cool. But that's probably because I've been to too many live events too. So I'd rather just go live. Spend the 2K or whatever I need to spend just to show up.
That's like for boxing. Like if you do a boxing thing, you know, pay-per-view, that's the way.
That's different because that sold out events. It's an arena. Like it's extremely hard to get tickets to. And yeah, that's a vacation basically.
There's some like the guy from Greg Hoffman, the former CMO of Nike, is speaking in Germany. It's probably an interesting talk. Pretty cool. I don't know. There's my pic. Damn, they keep using that picture where I look fat.
Which one?
That one. That'd be the one that Perfect took of me.
It's not a bad picture. I mean, since then you have slimmed.
I guess. I don't feel like I was fat in that photo, but I guess maybe I'm brainwashing myself.
I don't think you're fat or ever were fat.
I look in that picture.
This is one thing that you got to be mindful of when you work with just public people on the internet.
You can't make them look fat.
And sometimes it's old footage. They've had a fitness transformation, but it's great content that they did back then, and you want to use it, and the client hates it.
Yeah, I don't like it. You post some videos of me that are old, and I'm like,
they're good.
Nah.
Well, it varies. Some are, some are not, but there's good content out there that's old.
Yeah. We're receiving an error. It says it's not receiving enough video. We've been going strong for 2 hours.
I know. Maybe it's a sign of YouTube just being like, go to sleep, kids.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Any other last minute questions? When am I coming to Canada? I don't actually know that
answer the last one from YouTube. El Cid Cab. What's up, Brian? Did you say you avoid adding CTAs to your videos? Not even an ad or follow for more content?
I never had those. I don't understand why people have to beg for followers. If you like somebody's content, you're probably going to follow them. Like everybody on this stream who's watching this and probably watches the replay, when you like somebody's videos, you know where that follow button is. If it's on Instagram, you know to hit the blue button. If it's on TikTok, you know to hit their face or they're on the right. It just makes sense. Like you don't need to tell people to do that. I just think, and then when people tell people to do that, it makes me not want to do it. And I'm like, why you gotta tell me to do that shit? Like,
I think the only person that has done it really well and right was Graham Stephan. Like he pioneered like the smash that like button, but he made it like
it's like a joke.
Yeah, it was like you were looking forward to see that part of the video. but it was a part of the video.
And it works. Like, we need, like, hitting the like button on the live stream. So
Yeah, Fitzy says I need to beg for likes.
not begging, just like, you know,
It's begging for likes.
it's just like supportive. Show some love.
Biscayne Zero says, why do my TikToks all stop around 250 to 310 views? My YouTube shorts also, they always stop around the same low amount. Well, you have to determine if it's your account or if it's your videos. The best way to do that is to start another account and start posting all those same videos and see if any of them eclipse that view count. I would probably do that on 2 or 3 separate accounts just to see. And if it happens again, it's probably the videos, and then you need to figure out where people are dropping retention-wise on your videos by looking at your analytics and start fixing your videos. I mean, because they're stopping at 200 views because nobody's watching them.
Yeah, and that's like some views. So like they're not. Like
They're not showing
10.
it.
Yeah,
You know, they're showing it to people. It's just not resonating with anybody.
so it's most likely like a retention thing. Like the first second might be okay, but then there's nothing exciting to follow up with.
Yeah, I mean, usually you can see it in your retention graph. Like, you know, look at your analytics. Like, I encourage everybody to actually look at their analytics. I think people say they do, but they don't actually look at them.
I think we need to do a video explaining literally how to go to the analytics section on the app.
Yeah, how to read.
How to open it and how to read it.
How
Like
to
a mini course on
read.
how to read your analytics and what to do after you read them.
It's just weird. I feel like I have to tell people how to do that. Like,
Yes.
I don't understand.
People don't know. They want to be led.
Okay. Well, maybe next live we'll talk about TikTok analytics and how to make better videos.
It is going to be a boring topic.
Yeah, and it probably
To
will
market
will
is
get
difficult.
no views.
Yeah.
No. I think like if you see the data of 1 million view video, people love that. I think that
Really?
goes hard.
I've never had a video go viral when I was sharing results of a viral video,
Huh.
People like breakdowns though.
but not view wise.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can expose the reason why
Oh.
these videos got 1 million views. Maybe
Well, we
that's the
can
title.
add a topic too.
Yeah, we can figure that out. Well, all right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. We'll be streaming live from Instagram, potentially TikTok, and as always, YouTube live. And YouTube is probably the best place to watch it. It just seems to work better. And you can throw in a super chat if you want, if you like the information.
Yeah. El Cid Cap said that IG's cool, but YouTube's better.
I don't know if I agree with that in real life, but for the live streaming platforms, I would agree with you.
Yeah, for streaming the live, that's what he was referring to.
So, all right, that's it, guys. I will see you guys next week. Peace.
Have a good night, guys.